Hello, 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 and happy Sunday. We're going to have fun today. All right, open your arms and repeat after me. My word is a sacred compass, guiding me into my highest expression. I choose it with intention. I hold it with faith. I embody it with grace. And so it is. Amen and amen. All right. Going to start right off with the scripture to lead into today's talk, which is Revelations 2:17, and this is from the New Revised Standard Version. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will give a white stone, and on that stone is a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. All right. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about your word, the word for the year. And I don't know about any of you. What I can tell you is that for me, when it comes time to, if it's setting New Year resolutions, if it's choosing my word for the year, I can't do it in a couple of days, much less 15 minutes. I really take time to contemplate, and I kind of do like what I want to call a life review. Like, have I lived into my word from this last year? Have I lived into that? Have things shown up for me that a new word would help me with? What would make me feel good? What would light me up? All of these things. And it's important to me. So it's important that I want to be in alignment with my word, not that I'm just picking something random because, I just like that word and it sounds good because, a lot of words sound really good to me. I like how they sound and they flow off my tongue and, they feel good. And it's kind of like if you're just having one word, but you love the word joy, you love the word bliss, you love the word excitement, you love the word adventure, you love the word abundance. I mean, that's more than one word, right? And so how do you pick it? And the thing that's important about when you go to do that ceremony, to pick your word, it's to have a really good understanding of what that word is, because that word is not just a word. Your word for the year is a frequency that you are vibrating out into the universe for the universe to move back to you. It's a frequency, it's an energy, right? And so it's knowing what that is. It's aligning to what that frequency might feel like. That word is a sacred commitment, one that you're making to yourself to bring that forward into your life. It's a declaration of identity. Yeah, a declaration of identity. What does that mean, right? You are declaring what you now want to embody into your life and into your divinity and where that can take you. Because if we live true to our word, we will change and we'll become an embodiment, which will, again, add to our identity. And it is a magnet for our becoming, because that word is that symbol of what we want to attract to us, what we want to send out, to line up vibrationally to it. It's a magnet. It's that thing that's going to attract us into becoming that word, of having that ingrained in us. And it's really, really important that we understand that when we pick that word, there's a sacredness to it. And that word should not just be taken and then hidden away from us. right? As we go on and about in 6 weeks down the road, we've all forgot about our word. We don't even remember it. And then we're cleaning out our drawer. Oh, there's my stone with my word a year and a half later. That was back in 1972, right? It's learning how to embody it. Learning that this sacred word is another opportunity to expand your consciousness, your creativity, that manifesting ability to be consumed with the fire ignited by this word, right? It's a living testament to our application of our growth. Now, as I'm saying these things, I don't want you guys to be going, I've never lived my word. Yeah, and for a lot of us haven't, right? We picked a word and it sounded good, but we didn't live up to it. That's why I thought it was important to share it with you. And for me, it took a long time to start to really understand the depth of this word and its meaning and how it shows up in my life. It's not just something that I pick at a very significant spiritual ceremony. It's something that when I bring that into the ceremony, that I'm going to engage it into completely transform my life. And so do you think for yourself that to just pick a word in 15 minutes is going to help you do that? And some of you may go, well, yeah, because I trusted what I got and I live it. And some of you may go, no, because I wasn't looking at it that way. I didn't see it that way. I didn't understand it in that way. And so it's like your word becomes a mental equivalent to what you are wanting to embody and to come into your life. And it becomes an attractor field. You know, it's going to attract to you that energy of whatever that word is. Now, remember that our word, so if our word is abundance, right? And you have that word and you have it like in the middle of a line. That word abundance at one end could be poverty. And at the other end could be gluttony, right? Or selfishness, right? That you're holding it on too tight. The sweet spot is that middle place of that abundance, knowing that you have all that you need, not fearing, knowing that you can give out and it's going to come back, not having to hoard it, not having to be in lack. There's that fine place of that. So when we pick a word, and if our word was abundance, we're finding ourselves all of a sudden like in this lack or not having, we're still engaged in that word. However, what might be happening is we are aligned to the vibration of the lack instead of the vibration of the abundance, but it's still that word in play. I know that's kind of hard to understand, but it's again how the contrast shows up in our life. But the more that you can understand the abundance and what you're wanting to carry, you can put it out at a higher energy to be in the attracting field of what you want. It's a spiritual blueprint for what you want to grow into, right? You've created a new spiritual a new spiritual blueprint of what you're adding into your life. So abundance is coming to me. Abundance is in my life. Abundance is available right now. You're creating a new blueprint to add to your spiritual DNA, to enhance it, right? To be in alignment to that. It's the focus for manifesting, right? So I am abundant. My life is filled with abundance. I have an abundance of great relationships. I have an abundance of money. I have an abundance of joy. I have abundance of compassion. It shows up in this way of manifesting. It is a vibrational directive to the universe Send it to me now. I'm doing it, right? But if we choose that word abundance and we choose it quickly because we have been in a poverty mindset, but we haven't done any thought about how to get out of that poverty mindset, we are sending that vibrational directive of that of that poverty out into the world. So knowing your word and knowing how to align to it opens the door for your expansion. It's not just a word. It's a tool to change and improve the quality of your life, your awareness, your knowledge, your wisdom. It provides a foundation for a new beginning. Does that make sense? I hope so. So, it's like when we create goals. So like I said, when I need a word for my new word or my goals, I really need like 8 weeks or something to really start to think about what are my goals? What am I doing? And I visit that, right? I visit my goals to say, okay, what's on my list that I hadn't accomplished yet? Do I want to bring it forward? Right? What have I accomplished? What have I not accomplished? Having those things, because sometimes a goal we haven't yet attained, but we still are engaged in it. So is that a goal I bring in? But here's the thing about the goals, as opposed to the word. The goals are where we're working from the outside in. We're like, it could be like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds this year, right? But that's like going from the outside in. I want to get a new job, outside in. I want to start a new career, outside in. Your word goes inside out. So instead of chasing outcomes, it embodies qualities. So instead of forcing change, we become the change. It's like instead of trying to control, we instead of trying to control the world, we align with our spiritual side, right? So that's the difference. So goals are still good because goals help us to create in the physical world, in the doing. It helps our creation. Our word helps us to align to that which we are wanting to create out into the physical world, but it starts inside. It starts inside with us. And it's kind of like, so this week in the metaphysical Bible study class, we did a comparison of the 10 Commandments with Moses and the Beatitudes of Jesus from the book of Matthew. And there's a difference because the 10 Commandments are working with the outside world. They're working so that people have laws to restrain themselves, right? So it's these outside laws. The Beatitudes are inner guidance. And our word is the same thing. It's taking that inner space inside to align to that word that we're going to choose, that we're going to allow ourselves to unfold to become, to grow. It helps us to grow spiritually when we live it and we don't stick it in a drawer and forget about it. And so it can be, again, every morning you wake up to speak your word. It could be having your word on your mirror in the bathroom. It could be writing in your journal today about your word. It can it can be any way that you choose to use it, but it needs to be active, of activating that word and being in that energy of what you're wanting to activate. And so but our word does help us grow spiritually because it can help us to transform, to unfold, to become. So if you can become the embodiment of peace, what are people going to feel when they're around you? Are they going to feel drama? Are they going to feel chaos? Or are they going to feel peace, right? If you're the embodiment of fun, are people going to want to be around you because you're fun? Yeah, because you're fun, And so when we embody this word that we're given, and we embody it and we're a living example, it helps to teach other people that they too can be the embodiment of peace or the embodiment of fun, right? That's available to everyone. It's just us tuning in. And so and again, it's again, I want to say it's just not a word, but it's like, to me, I feel like that word can better serve us when we take the time to really sit and contemplate what that word's going to be to us. And so, and this is the world according to Sharon. It's not the world according to somebody else. So I want to make that really, really clear. So for me, there are 3 things that I look at when I'm doing this, when I'm in looking for my word. And there's 3 pathways to receiving it, right? And so I do like to take my old word and to see if I've embodied it yet or not, and if it looks like it's something that I should add or not add. And so, I'll talk about that more in a second. So the first one is the soul-based method. So it's like just sitting in silence and saying, okay, what is the word Spirit wants me to embody? Or what is Spirit sending to me to embody? Or even what word is the embodiment of the Spirit that I'm seeking, right? And to sit with that. And this is about, again, spiritual surrender, letting that word kind of come in, right? And so sometimes it's, again, our mind is attached. And so if all of a sudden you're hearing, okay, relaxation, creativity, manifest, and you're getting like all these words, and there's part of your mind that was kind of like attached to certain words, right? And so it's like letting yourself sit and to see which word might feel right, because if there's a word for you, you're not going to get 3 of them. And it's not saying words, the new name, it's word. I know. I like to argue with it sometimes too, because I want to have 2 words, right? But if you put those 2 words together, they don't make a lot of sense as one word, right? um, the other way to do it is, and again, soul-guided words might be like peace, freedom, trust, joy, courage, strength. It doesn't matter. It's whatever word's going to show up. But they arise gently but unmistakably. So if you're starting to get bombarded, it's that your ego is still in the way and you just need more time to be quiet with that. The next one, and I do this a lot, is what I call the life. It's life feedback, okay? So it's like, so looking honestly at where our last year has been. And so these are my questions, right? So what kept repeating itself? What word or energy kept showing up for me? And so an example might be, it could have been happiness, or it could have been drama, could have been chaos. I mean, what kept showing itself up? Frustration. What challenged me? What challenged me? What's the word of where I felt like I was challenged? Was I challenged with poverty? Was I challenged with forgiveness? Was I challenged with kindness? What was that challenge? The next one was what stretched me? What was it that stretched me? What do I feel was missing in my life? Where did Spirit nudge me? What was I avoiding? What was I running away from? What was I not looking at? What brought me joy? And life is always teaching us in that. So it's not that there's going to be one word for all of those different things, right? But the feedback might show up as boundaries. You didn't hold your boundaries. It could show up you did not use your faith. Or it could be ease. You want things to be more at ease. Simplicity. You want life more simple. You want to be present in the moment. Clarity, what showed up. And so clarity could be something I was looking for or something that I found, right? So, but this kind of helps me to know what challenged me and what I have yet to embody, plus what I have embodied and what I did get from that. Or is it something is it resolved and at peace, or is it something that's still like chasing me around and I'm running from it as fast as I can, or it's swallowing me whole, right? But that can also help that if you picked a word so if your word was peace, but you're getting like you were still in drama, you were still in chaos, and everything was about like, I just want stillness, I just want peace, then it could be, all right, I didn't embody the word. And so do I still want peace? So that's still my word. So if your word is hanging on because you didn't get it from before, that you didn't fulfill that embodiment of it, there's nothing wrong with having it again. And you could say, well, it's not a new name. But if you didn't embody it, you kind of didn't use it. You used the other name, like chaos or drama or sex, right? You didn't embody that word, that name of the peace. So to me, that's a reflection. It's an opportunity to reflect, to see, and to let me know, did my word serve me, and did I serve it? Did I embody it? Did I take it into my safekeeping and use it, right? And so the third way is to ask yourself this question: what do I want to experience more in my life? Do I want to experience more abundant? Do I want to have more creativity? Do I want more relaxation? Do I want expansion? Do I want balance? Do I want connection with other people? What is it that I'm looking for in my life? And so that can be another way. And so maybe you got different words for all of these, right? Maybe you got different words. And it's okay that you have those different words, because now you're getting this idea and you can start to work through them and talk through them and to see where to take it. And I could tell you, you want to know something that really kind of helps to really, really define it, is if you do chat, the AI, to go on and ask the AI saying, these are words that I'm thinking for my word for the year. And can you ask me a set of 5 questions so that I can help to learn my word? Well, what I can tell you is that it will ask you these 5, after you answer, it'll ask you these 5 questions. And then it starts to give you clarity. So like in my situation, I will start going deeper and I will start asking, okay, so none of these are feeling right. So what I did get from this question you ask is that it pinged me, like I felt grief with that. So what do I need from that? But what word can help me with that, right? And so to get into chat, you can really ask these deep dive questions, but it's kind of like, it kind of helps when you're unable to know the questions to ask yourself. So I'm just telling you, it can be a fun tool to use, okay? So it can be a fun tool to help you get that word or that direction. And then that can help you to say, okay, well, so this leans into this, it leans into this. Oh, there's my word. There's my word. My word is exploration. My word is adventure. My word is strength, whatever that might be. So, and there's what I'm going to say is that there's 5 keys to knowing you've chosen the right word. Okay. So, making sure I'm not holding you too long here. Okay. There's 5 keys that you can do. So your word, when you pick your word, so let's pick abundance. You pick your word. Does it feel expansive? Does it open you up with excitement? Does it open you to new possibilities? So is it expansive? Is it challenging you where it stretches you without overwhelming you? Because, right, if you're so overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, with abundance, I'm going to have to raise my prices and I just don't want to do that. And oh my gosh, you start to get this panic attack, then that's overwhelming you. But if it's like, oh, abundance, and does it challenge? Yes, because I'm going to have to raise my prices, and that's going to be a challenge. So you see the difference between the anxiety and the challenge, right? Aligned. Does it feel deeply true? Does it feel aligned? Yes, that resonates. Oh, I love it. I love the idea of abundance. Yes. Supportive. So it nurtures your becoming. So does it feel like abundance would nurture your well-being? Does it feel like it would support your becoming, who you're growing into, right? And simple. One word is enough. So is this word embody what you're needing and wanting to become? Okay, so expansive, challenging, aligned, supportive, and simple, right? Those are the words. All right. So I really, really hope that this talk about choosing your word at this time as you're getting ready for the new year was helpful and beneficial to you and gives you the opportunity to choose your word in a way that is really, really fulfilling, motivating, growing, and it raises that frequency and raises that vibration without you having to stumble upon it and try to pick something that is going to go on the back burner that you cannot live with. So I am hoping, and my goal was to inspire you to pick a word that feels right with you by you having the opportunity to embody the exploration of discovering what that word is. And until next time, I love you so much, and namaste.